Hello everyone, this is Jordan Baumgartner with Oklahoma Weather Blog. And this is going to be an update about the ongoing severe weather in Oklahoma and what we can expect today. So what I'll start off with is what we're expecting severe weather-wise in Oklahoma. Always, if you have questions, pop them in the chat and I'll get to them as soon as possible. But we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather in southwestern Oklahoma. Threat of tornado, large hail, and damaging winds are all possible. Flooding is not going to be a huge threat with this today, so that's the good news. But really, southwest Oklahoma will be the hotspot. There's one severe thunderstorm warning out right now, and then they'll slowly move to the east throughout the day. Northeast, I should say. Typical severe weather movement for Oklahoma. And I'll move this on to the next slide. So this is just our threat breakdown here. 15% chance of winds up to 80 miles per hour, baseball-sized hail, and low risk of weak or tornadoes, moderate risk of weak or tornadoes. Not expecting any huge tornadoes today, but can't necessarily rule that out. But again, up to 80 mile per hour winds, up to baseball-sized hail, and a moderate risk for tornadoes. No flooding threat is expected to be widespread. Alright, so what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and show the radar to everybody. So we do have this one severe thunderstorm warning down here just south of Lawton, approaching Geronimo and Whitehorse. It expires in 6 minutes. 60 mile per hour winds and quarter-sized hail are the main threats at this point in time. So again, these are just ramping up right now, just getting started. It's going to be a little while before we start seeing more severe storms, but I'll go ahead and start. Let's see, what do I want to show next? Also, the National Weather Service in Norman's page, just show you what the National Weather Service is saying. So again, storms are just now firing up in southwestern Oklahoma and northwestern Texas. So again, it's just getting started. As far as timing goes, 2 to 4 p.m. in the far southwestern Oklahoma, so now until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. just more southwest, and 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. northwest, and 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in eastern Oklahoma. So that's really the best timeline we have right now, as storms are already occurring. So this is the most likely time for severe storms to start and continue. So what I'll show you next is a little bit of the background on why we are thinking there's going to be severe weather today. This is going to be the 12Z Norman sounding, so profile of the atmosphere. So some of the main features that I'll point out here is this was taken at 6 a.m. this morning, so environmental parameters have changed a bit. So we don't have any outstanding parameters except this SR8 parameter right here. This is what's going to be your primary tornado drivers, or not drivers, but the ability to spin. The service to 1 kilometer was reading 402 SR8s, which is insanely high for that small of a layer. So there's definitely the risk of tornadoes if storms can start to occur and develop. Right now, if you look in the bottom right, you see EF scales right now. There it says no tour, but this is a non-storm sounding. It's a different environment than what we're seeing in southwestern Oklahoma now. So the environment has changed. Really, not too many features to point out on that sounding. As I go back here and do the Maslow analysis. Again, this is just another tool we use to get an idea of the atmosphere. What do I want to show? Cape, plenty of energy for the storms to work with anytime you see values above 1500. Kind of a messy map, but really you can see higher values in here. As we go and look at the storm relative velocity, as we were talking about earlier, we do have high values, and those is forecasted to increase throughout the day, so we will have an increasing threat of storms throughout the day. Again, if at any point you have questions on what we're expecting today exactly, what you want to know, pop them in the chat. I'm monitoring it on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch. So I have pretty much any platform you're on covered. So what we're going to look at now, positive index, significant hail. You can, high values of this index will indicate that, yeah, there was a potential for large hail there. Make sure I tell everybody I'm live real quick. We'll go back to radar scope here. Again, looks like that severe thunderstorm warning has been extended. Now includes Whitehorse, Temple, Comanche, Meridian, Empire, Duncan, Bray, Velma. So, quite a large warning here. It does go for the next 45 minutes. So, let's take a look at the text here. A severe thunderstorm was located near Whitehorse, moving east at 50 miles per hour. So they are pretty fast movers. Still have that 60 mile per hour winds and coil-sized hail. A tornado watch does remain in effect for this area until 10 p.m. tonight, I believe. So tornado develop rapidly is the standard text on them, and we'll go ahead and take a look at this tornado watch. As you can see, it's really the southwesternmost part of Oklahoma, lighting out this whole lot of the main cities that are in the tornado watch. If my own app will go fast enough, we'll pull up the text for it. Large hail, that's going to be southwestern Oklahoma. I'll go ahead and pull up this map. And you'll see the hail risk is 30%, but the black shaded area means hail of 1 inch or larger. So that's going to be your largest hail area. And although hail will be possible for much of the state, there's not a 10% or greater probability of 2-inch sized hail, 15% chance of 1 inch diameter hail. In the hatched area, it's 10% or greater probability of 2-inch hail within 25 miles. So again, southwest and around south of I-40 is going to be your largest chance for large hail. Again, we're talking up to baseball-sized hail in this area. Wind, again, we're not expecting anything too crazy on it. We're going to look for up to 80 mile per hour winds. Probably be more in the 70 mile per hour range at the highest. And then again, your tornado risk is highest in the very far southwestern points of Oklahoma, but it does extend basically to the east of, or west of I-35, So, see if there was anything that stands out that I need to mention in this text real quick. This is kind of a scientific summary of the text, so I'll do a quick read through. Closed mid-level low pressure system. We'll have warm air coming into the area. Low level moisture will also come in with this. So this will increase the hail risk. Let's see. Yeah, so really not a whole lot of important text that I need to parse out for y'all on that. I forgot to change my source, sorry. But this is the hail risk. Jeff, the largest hail is possible. This black hatched area, and then this red 30% is the highest area. So the red, yellow, and brown areas are corresponding to the chance of greater than 1 inch diameter hail occurring within 25 miles of the point. The hatched area, which is this black area, indicates there's a 10% or greater probability of 2 inch diameter hail within 25 miles of that particular point. So the highest risk is in southwestern Oklahoma and western Oklahoma. Wind, not expecting a huge wind threat with this, but southwestern Oklahoma will have the best chance of seeing high winds. Tornado threat, southwestern Oklahoma, risk decreases as we move towards I-35 and I-40. Okay. Let's move back to the radar here. So again, we have that severe thunderstorm warning ongoing. I'm just going to point out what's developing here in West Texas, as that will be moving into the state later this afternoon and evening. So we do have a storm down here now, Aspermont, Texas, Haskell. I'm not expecting any experts in Texas geography here. I'm definitely not. But this storm will continue moving to the north and east. The primary storm direction on these is going to be east to northeast. So all these storms in this area, if I can draw here, will move somewhere in that general direction. So I'll go ahead and switch back into the storm timing so everybody can get a little bit of timing situated on this. So this is from the National Weather Service office in Norman. So as you can see, in the far southwestern portions of Oklahoma, it's 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. So again, it's going to be a lengthy day, a lengthy opportunity for severe weather, as these storms will continue to have enough energy to continue working and continue moving on. So as you approach I-35, you're looking at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And as you get east of it, you're looking from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. with an area in northeast western Oklahoma at 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. So again, I'm not going to, there is potential for tomorrow as well, but we'll hold on from that till tomorrow. Nothing too crazy tomorrow is expected, but it is going to be in eastern Oklahoma. Let's go back to the radar. Okay, again, we do have this storm that's continuing to develop. As I'll animate the radar, you can see storms just continue to develop, especially in western Texas, and then it just blows up in Oklahoma here. So again, wait. So again, it starts to develop. It starts to develop a circulation in it, and it starts to move on to the northeast after a predominantly northeast movement. Yes, around 7 p.m. is the start for Eta, but it will continue throughout the night as well. So as you can see, the storm, see if I can't decrease the number of frames here. There we go. The biggest risk for these storms is in southwestern Oklahoma. That's where we have the risk for baseball-sized hail, a moderate risk for tornadoes, and gusty winds up to 70 miles per hour. So you can really see the storm start to grow and intensify as it continues to move through Oklahoma, approaching the Duncan area. I did see a report of up to golf ball size hail with this, which the severe warning text indicates, and up to 60 mile per hour wind gusts as well. We'll continue watching these storms as they make their charge towards Oklahoma, these ones in northwest Texas. I do expect them to continue intensifying as we get later in the day, as we get more daytime heating. We'll see an increase in energy for the storms to work with. So we still have a long time to go. It's summertime now. We have that extra hour of daylight, so to say. So these storms still have plenty of time to get their act together and grow and intensify. I'll go ahead and throw back up my risk graphics. So again, we're looking at 15% chance of hail, primarily in southwestern Oklahoma, 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. Hail, 30% chance, up to baseball size. And again, in southwestern Oklahoma, tornado risk is at about 10% with a moderate risk of EF2 or less. Not expecting any huge tornadoes, although we can't completely rule out them. But again, southwestern Oklahoma. Flooding risk is not really anticipated tonight, so that's good. As we move over here and check out the severe weather outlook, again, southwestern and western Oklahoma are the highest risk areas. As you move north and east, the risk decreases. So I'll continue to let questions flow in. I'm going to check Twitter and see if there's any reports that I need to be on the lookout for. Not seeing any reports coming in that's put out. Looks like there is a fair amount of hail falling with these from a few videos that I've seen. So definitely a lot of quantity in the hail, especially the ones with smaller size hail. Nothing else is popping up that I need to bring attention to right now. Again, there is a tornado watch for portions of southwestern Oklahoma and Texas until 10 p.m. tonight. I'll go ahead and pull out that area for everybody. It's this area in yellow here. So Lawton and Hobart Altus, Wichita Falls, Vernon, Childress, all of those areas are under tornado watch until 10 p.m. tonight. We could see that expanded depending on how these storms play out. Still a bit early for an extension on this. So what I'm going to do is the Storm Prediction Center is set to release Outlook update in the next 6-ish minutes. Normally it's a little bit late, but we'll go ahead and hang on and see what this new update's going to bring, see if they are advising us to be aware of anything extra that we're seeing that I haven't picked up on. But just see what another group of people are saying. I'd like to verify what I'm seeing also sort of agrees with other people as well, so I'm not providing some hype forecast. So as we wait for that to come in, we'll go ahead and take a look at this mesoscale analysis with some parameters. Yeah, so this is the SR8, effective SR8, so the ability to spin that the storm has to work with essentially. So as you can see, there's high values in southern Oklahoma. When you see these high values, so it's important to remember that you need storms for these to work with, and that's going to be the highest increase in southwest Oklahoma, where these ingredients will try to come together at. What's another good? This is kind of a more detailed look at. We can look at moisture. You can see there's plenty of moisture. Well, you see the green shaded areas. That means there's plenty of moisture for the storms to work with. And we're continuing to see moisture being brought up from the Gulf, so we just kind of have a supply for these storms for as long as they don't rain themselves out. Cape again, we'll look at this, but plenty of energy for these storms to work with, especially early on and as we continue to get sunlight in. That's what I need to pull up. Mesonet. So we'll take a look at some of the Oklahoma Mesonet data recorded throughout the state. Well, it's rained this morning. You'll see temperatures in the 60s. But again, in our target area in southwestern Oklahoma, we're starting to see temperatures already creep back up into the mid to high 70s, with approaching 90 degrees in northwest Oklahoma. So again, we're getting that energy for the storms to work with that this temperature is bringing, and so we'll start to get some convection with these. The next variable we'll look at is the dew point temperature. Really, for severe storms, you're looking for these dew point temperatures to start approaching 60s. And that starts signifying that these storms have enough moisture to work with. So you'll start to expand them. And you can see there's plenty of moisture out there for these storms to tap into and survive and thrive. Solar radiation, yeah. Let's take a look at this. As this is just a map of where we're seeing sun at now. Where it's in blue, you're probably seeing rain, and where you start to see the greens and reds, that's where you're starting to see sunlight heating up the ground and getting that convection starting to go and sustain itself. Again, southwestern Oklahoma, that parameter looks good. Go is 16 satellite. What I'm going to take y'all to now is the satellite image for what we're seeing from GOES 16, which is a relatively new weather satellite that's been launched. Yeah, so this is the latest image available. It was from about 10 minutes ago. You can see the storm right here. In Oklahoma, it looks big. It's covering a lot of area. You can see it bubbling up with some of these shadows on top. That means it's convection that's occurring. And out in West Texas, you can see storms starting to develop. A lot of little clouds there, which are basically like the seeds for thunderstorms to form. So definitely have the signs that we're starting to see the storms to develop. See if the Storm Prediction Center has updated their outlook yet. They have not. We'll give it a few more minutes here. If you have any questions, continue to pop them in the chat. I'll answer them. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and switch back to the radar here. I'm using radar scope for this. As you can see, the storm and approaching Duncan, Comanche, Meridian, Empire City is just continuing to develop and grow a stronger hail core. We'll probably start to see larger hailstones in the warning text with this. I do expect this warning to be extended as it's showing no signs of slowing down. Forecast in motion will probably bring you into Bray and Velma, up towards Elmore City, Paws Valley, Wynnewood eventually within the next couple of hours. Just be on the lookout for the storm. Have to see if it holds together as well. It's recently had a little bit of rain this morning, but that's since cleared out, so just have to see if it has plenty of energy to work with. I'll go ahead and expand this to where we can see the velocity as well. Again, right now there's no organized velocity that would indicate a tornado forming. So that's good right now. We do see conflicting winds, so it is spinning. It is starting to develop some sort of spin. Nothing, again, that's tornadic at this point. Right now, I'd be surprised to see this storm go tornadic if something doesn't change with it. Just the structure of it doesn't look like something that would produce a tornado with this one. Looks like we do have this storm going up near Elgin and Fletcher. Looks like it actually, it's going up. It's just it's not really severe. It's not going to be severe soon, but a heavy rain shower, maybe a small hail going through Elgin, Fletcher, Surreal. Not expecting anything crazy with that. Okay, they just updated this warning. Golf ball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So they have brought up the wind speed on this, and this is moving east at 55 miles per hour. East northeast, as I would call it, but see if they've updated this outlook yet. Nope. Back to radar scope again. We'll look at these storms in northwest Texas. Let's look at this near Aspermont and see what this was producing on the warning text. Tennis ball size telling 60 miles per hour. So these storms in Texas, once they get severe, they can scale up quickly and start producing the larger sized hail. So again, we're just waiting on the Storm Prediction Center to issue their updated outlook. That way I can make sure everybody has the latest information available. After that's updated, I will probably be taking a little bit of a break here. monitoring these storms off the air and just seeing and breaking in as needed. So don't forget to follow me if you don't on Twitter or Facebook, and I'll start posting more updates there. If I don't think it warrants a live video feed, so be on the lookout for that. For Facebook, it's important if you select that you get notified about my posts, or if you view them first in the feed. That way, Facebook's weird algorithm doesn't show you it 2 or 3 days down the road, which can be annoying and really not that helpful. Again, we're waiting on this Outlook to update. Sometimes they're a bit slow getting stuff out if they think they need to expand or significantly change the warning area or the Outlook areas. So they may be considering that or just updating the text on it. See if I'm missing anything on Twitter. Is that storm splitting? Which storm are you talking about, Soil? Are you talking about this one near Lawton, Duncan, Meridian, or this one down here in Texas? Quarter-sized hail in Waters. The one southeast of Lawton. Okay, so this storm, let's animate these. See if we see any sign of splitting. There may start to be a little bit of signs of it starting to develop a separate circulation, mesocirculation. So just have to watch it and continue to see if it happens. But it's definitely trying to get some sort of circulation there going around Comanche. Again, nothing that would be considered tornadic at all at this point in time with this. But when you start to see the reflectivity bend around in it, you can kind of start to see a signature that may start to indicate it's circulating, starting to become more supercellular in nature. You don't explicitly need a supercell for a tornado to form, but in this day, in this type of setup today, you definitely need a supercell for a tornado. As these storms will remain discrete today, not really any evidence to suggest that they will go into a QLCS type line or a quasi-linear line. Okay, that was an oxymoron. A linear line. Yeah. Redundant. Yeah, that's what. Again, let's put this back into motion here. I think we're getting updates every 4 minutes today. 3-4 minutes. Yeah, there's a couple of areas that we're going to have to continue to watch to see exactly how this storm behaves. There's this area and then this area, which this area is probably going to be, the southern area is probably going to be the strongest portion of this storm, or storms if it continues to split. This southern area will be the area that we have the largest hail in, which we're starting to see higher and higher reflectivities on it, which indicate that the hail may be getting larger in it. Wouldn't be surprised if it's producing intense bars here before too much longer, if it isn't already. But again, next cities in the line of this is going to be Velma, and then I do expect it to continue towards Ratliff City, Tatum's, maybe Elmore City. Again, it's moving to what seems to be like a lesser environment, according to the meso analysis that we've looked at before. But that doesn't mean anything all the time. Just have to continue seeing how these storms behaving. Each severe weather event kind of has its own nuances that it continues to thrive and develop on. So we'll continue watching this as it develops. Still waiting on the day one Storm Prediction Center update here. Storms, Elgin Fletcher continues to survive. I really wouldn't call it growing, but it isn't weakening either, so it's just maintaining a steady state. This storm down now at Aspermont, Texas is looking interesting. We'll just go ahead and take a look at this because these are some of the storms that will affect Oklahoma later on. This is definitely your classic supercell. Look, you have a strong rotation developing a mid-level. Nothing appears to be close to the ground at this point, but you do have your classic Screaming Eagle look. I've heard it called before. Definitely large hail with that storm. So again, we'll have to keep an eye out on northwestern Texas to see what's going coming to our area. That's really the hot spot that we're watching, along with this storm supercell out near Lawton, near Duncan now. Again, Duncan, you're probably in the thick of it right now. Comanche, it's past you. I'll go ahead and animate this again here. It looks like it's definitely split. So you have this portion of the storm, and then this portion of the storm. So this southern portion of the storm will continue to be the strongest in this type of environment. It will continue to grow probably as we're seeing reflectivity continue to increase on it. Starting to see a little bit better velocity signature on it, indicating it's trying to get more of an act together and start to become more of a supercell, your typical supercell that you see. They did update the text on this, still golf ball size hail and 70 mile per hour wind gusts. Movement still east at 55 miles per hour. Yeah, this storm did take a turn for the east as it's splitting. It's starting to move right. When we talk about a storm splitting, there's two splits that it takes, a left split and a right split. Each depends on the circulation now, and there isn't one that dominates over the other. Typically, your right splits, if they do continue to break off and thrive, they typically become your stronger ones. Not always, but typically the ones that move right are the ones that become the stronger ones. And that's what we'll see today, as we're starting to see these trends developing in storms and seeing what their behavior will be today. Lawton, nothing really threatening with these storms right now. Near Geronimo, Faxon, nothing too crazy right now with those. See if they've updated this outlook yet. Yep, they've updated it, and nope, exactly the same. So. So basically the update they gave is only minor adjustments to previous forecasts have been made for this update. Thunderstorms developing from northwest Texas into southern Oklahoma this afternoon will continue to pose a risk for a few tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Later tonight, additional storms will likely develop from southwest and western Texas and associating them with a leading trough wave in the atmosphere as it merges with a dry line. and these storms will become severe as they move northeast into the Oklahoma area, where they will have a lot of low-level moisture, and then the CO profiles in the atmosphere, or the wind profiles, will continue to favor severe weather. So really, not much has changed, which is good. As we'll continue to look at this storm near Comanche, Velma, local heading towards Velma, and it's starting to get a very good circulation starting to be defined into it. We're going to have to start increasing our watch on this as it looks to be ramping up. Nothing tornadic right now about this storm, but definitely something we are keeping an eye out on. Right now, the current thought on where it will go is Velma, Ratliff City, Tatum's, maybe a little bit north, but we'll continue to keep an eye on this. It's starting to become more of your Oklahoma supercell. Definitely getting a more organized helical with it as well. So something that we will continue to keep an eye out on. Yeah. We'll continue to watch this, see what it does. Right now, it's really the only thing in the state that's of any significance. So I imagine this has plenty of eyes on it on the ground. So if it does something, we will probably hear about it and see it. See if there was any updates on Twitter about this. Nothing of potence on Twitter right now. Again, we're just getting started for the day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this radar up for a little bit. Run and do like one or two things around the house, and then I'll be right back. And we'll see how this storm is going. I'll probably be back in about 5 minutes. So until then, continue watching the radar. And if you have any questions, pop them in the chat and I'll answer them as soon as I get back. Alright, everyone, I'm back. Let's see what's going on with these storms here. This storm. So, they did extend the severe thunderstorm warning for 33 minutes. Golf ball size down, 60-mile-per-hour winds are still threats with it. Again, we're continuing to see, really the last couple of scans have just been the storm maintaining its current strength. We'll continue to keep an eye on it. Aspermont storm appears to be doing the same thing. Really getting a bit more rotation in with this. Storms in Texas are starting to become more tornadic right now, at least the one severe thunderstorm out there. Anything else? Nothing coming up right now. We'll continue to keep an eye out on this Velma storm. Just see how it goes. I'll be back later this evening or afternoon as conditions warrant. Keeping an update on this. Thank you everyone for listening. Not much else to cover right now as it's the only storm in the state. So, yeah, thanks. If you have any questions, send them to me on Facebook, Twitter, whatever, Instagram, whatever you have for me, and we'll start discussing it. Bye.